If you like drinking coffee every day, but you don't want to go to a cafe and pay those high prices for a coffee, then perhaps today's video might be a helpful hand to you, where we're going to be buying a $2 junk coffee machine from this place right here and seeing if we can clean it up and fix it up. And then after that, if we can get that working, we're going to see what kind of coffee it can produce. So let's go on in there and go grab that bargain. Are you tired of seeing this annoying activate Windows message? Then if so, today's video sponsor SCD Keys has you covered. For as little as $14 using the coupon code BFTYC, you can get activated today. Works for Windows 11 Pro too. Links in the description below. And coming back now to the Tech Yes Japan studio, we have this $2 unit right here. It is very basic in operation, which is actually a good thing for a $2 junk item because there's not a whole lot that can go wrong. And in fact, I've just turned the levers both ways and the LED light's coming on. That means power's going through. I think this thing is going to work. However, you're probably thinking, what's the deal with this? What coffee machine is this and how do you know, or how are you so confident that you'll get it working? Well, I've actually had experience with a similar model before. One of my friends had I think it's a very popular coffee machine. It's called the Mr. Coffee. And I remember they were teaching me how to make coffee one day. And essentially you just turn the lever that way for your brew, and then you turn it the other way for your frother. So very basic machine in function in that it gets electricity from the wall, converts it into heat, and then that heat then heats up your water, and then that creates a closed chamber for the steam pressure to then be forced out through the filter, making your coffee, and also forced out through the frother, which then froths your milk. But as you can see here, this unit's actually pretty dirty. So we're gonna clean it down on the outside with Jif, and then on the inside, I'm actually gonna be running a few times water through the system and just cleaning out the internals before we decide to try and make a coffee. We're gonna leave the drip and the filter to soak in detergent while we do all this. But there's actually one thing missing, and that's the measuring cup, which usually goes here. And they included the top for it, but there's no bottom. But that's not a problem because we can just use here a standard cup to basically drip the coffee into. So now we're up to the part where we are going to clean the internals down, and for this we're going to use some vinegar, and we're going to pour about 100 ml in, and then after that we're going to pour some water in, and then we're going to run that through this coffee machine. And so what this is going to do is just really clean out the internals, make sure everything's disinfected, and then we put our lid back on and turn it on and just let this all drip out into a cup. And also with the frother, we'll then froth that just in water. So now the initial clean is finished, I'm gonna run through 2 more times the same process, just with standard water though, just to clean everything out, make sure there's no vinegar left in there, because yeah, I don't want to exactly have a vinegar tasting coffee. And now our coffee machine is all clean. We are ready for our first coffee. And what I'm using here is, I know people are probably gonna hate me, but I drink decaf. I don't actually drink caffeinated coffee. I love the taste of coffee, but caffeine just doesn't agree with my body. Probably some people are gonna switch off the video right now. Like, how dare you? You gotta drink coffee with caffeine in it. But what we got here is already pre-crushed beans. You do have to make sure that it's not too finely crushed, otherwise it'll just leak out of the actual filter. If it's too coarse, you won't get good coffee as well. So this is just the beans from local market here. Relatively cheap, I think like 400 grams is $5. And we're just gonna fill this up about halfway, because I think this standard here it's actually got a measuring component inside the actual filter, where we can see it's got 4 cups, 2 cups, and anywhere in between is whatever you want. So we're just gonna have 2 cups here. That'll fill up a big cup of coffee, and then we're gonna put the milk in after and froth that up. And there we have it with our coffee. Smells amazing. And it tastes amazing too. And so what the point of today's video was is that I love price performance. And you guys know with tech, I love looking at budget parts. I love building budget PCs. I love everything where there's value. And I believe getting a machine for $2, spending maybe 40 minutes cleaning it all up, and then getting out a coffee that tastes just as good as a cafe would taste is just, to me, it's just really fun. The whole process is fun. You're getting tremendous value out of something that someone just didn't want at all. They just dropped it off at a junk store, probably because they maybe didn't know how to use it. And ultimately, it was just so much fun cleaning this thing up from start to finish. So if you guys enjoyed this video, do let us know in the comments and hit that like button for us. And also let us know if there's any other product categories you want me to check out and sort of dive into from start to finish, where I feel like me going into the realm of a coffee machine definitely has its purpose if someone's out there and they love drinking coffee, but say they can't afford a $200 machine or something like that. they may wish to look out for a cheap coffee machine, and knowing that fixing it up is actually quite easy and not that time consuming, and you can get a very good morning coffee that will help your day out. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this one. And we've also got the question of the day here, which comes from Sukasa02, and they ask, would this board work with a 5900X? And they're talking about the ASRock B550 Mini ITX, and that will definitely work with the Ryzen 9 5900X 12-core CPU. In fact, it'll handle that CPU absolutely fine. So if you go out and buy that combination, you're gonna have no problems even out of the box. Hope that answers that question. And if you're enjoying that tech, yes, use value lifestyle, be sure to hit that sub button, ring that bell to get the content as soon as it drops. And I'll catch you in the next video very soon. Peace out for now. Bye.